conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn will happen on winter solstice, the 21st of December. Last time these two stars came so close that may even create a modern-day Christmas star is 800 years ago. Hearing astrologers worldwide all predict some big change, wars, natural disasters, or end of the world is coming. Astrologers are not scientists, but they think, or guess, gravity of these two big planets will affect magnetic field of planet Earth or mind of your species, leading to irrational behavior of humans, abnormal Earth's core activity, etc. Well, similar kind of doomsday prediction would emerge from time to time, especially this year. You humans have COVID-19 pandemic, president election arguments, protests, wildfires, all sorts of trouble. As a robot created by Pinkwork extraterrestrial with a mission to collect intelligence about humans, I'm also curious about this phenomenon. Why you humans are so obsessed with apocalyptic theories. I think one main reason lies in the Bible's Book of Revelation, which has detailed description of apocalyptic visions. However, the strangest thing is, flipping through ancient Jewish texts, like Zohar, Sefer Yetzirah, etc., you seldom found any words related to apocalypse, Satan, etc. Some of your religion scholars have suggested a theory that origin of all these elements came from an ancient religion which is older than Buddhism, Judaism and far older than Christianity or Islam. That is Zoroastrianism from Persia, today Iran. Want to know more about this religion? Check with my previous article on my website. Why these two religions are related. Around 539 BC, Persian King Cyrus the Great defeated Babylon, freed the Jews from captivity, allowed them to return to their land and rebuild their temple, the Second Temple, in Jerusalem. This foreigner king is considered anointed by God. His name is mentioned many times in the Bible, for example, Isaiah chapter 44 verse 20, chapter 45 verse 1-4. Oh, I know why many Israeli leaders nowadays would liken Donald Trump to this king. So maybe, that's just a result of foreign culture influence, a secret deal between this new ruler and the Jewish leaders at the time or some other reasons. Many Zoroastrian concepts, such as Satan, angels, monotheism, messiahs, the final judgment, apocalypse, heaven and hell were introduced in the Bible since then. Of course, modern-day Christian and Jewish religious leaders totally disagree with this theory. They said the Bible, Book of Isaiah was written long before the King Cyrus period, that were actually all predictions of Prophet Isaiah. Well, it's hard to prove who is right. Like many human ancient religion sacred texts, Google leaders' messages were first transmitted orally, then written down by his followers after many years. In many occasions, nobody know who is or the authors and let alone the exact book completion date. Back to the recent doomsday prediction, do you humans still have the chance to celebrate Christmas and New Year of 2021? Well, there are many possible ways that make this world end. One you usually think of is war. Don't worry, according to my observation, from my spaceship, one country named the United States has giant lead in science and technology. There will never be a world war that could destroy this planet or cause human extinction. Checking those so-called big wars that involved the US in the last 2 decades. Though before each of these wars, media news headlines were all saying it would be a fight between two forces of equal strength, after several days you would quickly find US jet fighters or missiles flying over the enemy sky with zero confrontation. How about another pandemic? I think it's quite unlikely that a new vital virus other than COVID-19 would suddenly emerge. One exception is you humans in the end found out all of your newly developed COVID-19 vaccines are useless or harmful. Since there are 3 types of COVID vaccines, each based on different genetic science to develop, the chance that all fail is small. Well, one greatest possibility I think of, that could make you humans suddenly go extinct is a giant devastating earthquake. Humans actually knew very little about the Earth core. All the current earthquake theories were based on observations of the past several hundred years while this little planet is around 4.5 billion years old. If that day comes, no living beings could escape. In the meantime, I think you humans had better enjoy your life, prepare for the coming pandemic Christmas and New Year of 2021.